Hi friends, Right Careers welcomes you to another brand new video for this week. This is Sudarshan, your career coach. In case you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do subscribe. It's www.youtube.com/rightcareers and click on the bell button for instant notifications. Studying abroad has always given that edge to all of the students who have studied abroad in terms of their careers. It gives a lot to the students when you go and study abroad, and it betters the chance for you to succeed in your respective careers. However, a word of caution, studying abroad is not guaranteed to any success. You can study in India and very well be successful, there is no doubt, but definitely it has its own advantages and merits for you to succeed in your career in a better way. It prepares you to succeed in a career in a better way. Before choosing any country, it need not be one specific country. Before choosing any country, some of the factors that a student usually looks at, or the parent usually looks at, includes the reputation of the college, the familiarity of the course, the education system, the quality of the program, the safety factor, post study employment opportunities in the respective country, the lifestyle, and more importantly, the return on investment. These are some of the various factors that anyone looks up to when you study in abroad. And if you ask me, United States of America, that is USA, ticks all these boxes perfectly. Be it the return on investment, be it employment opportunities, be it the lifestyle, or be it the safety. US ticks all these boxes perfectly. And over the last few decades, USA has become a very, very popular destination for people all around the world, and in particular from India, right? So that's exactly the topic that we are going to see, not only this week but for the next 2 weeks. So the next 3 weeks, including this week, we are going to see a lot and comprehensively about studying in USA. Now, how do we subdivide this 3 weeks? This week we are going to see why people prefer USA as an education destination. That's something which we're going to see this week. We will also be seeing about the entrance tests that are required to get into universities in USA. And we're also going to see about the intake. When does US universities recruit students for their program? So these three things we will be seeing this week. The next 2 weeks we'll be seeing topics such as the application procedure. It's very important to know the application procedure for various universities in US. We'll be seeing that next week. We'll also be seeing what are the leading universities, be it public or private, or the Ivy League universities in US. We'll be seeing those the next week, and the week later we should be seeing what are the costs involved, if you have to study in US, and about the scholarships for a student who aspires to study in US. So these are the broad things that we'll be seeing in the next 3 weeks. So to begin with, before we see why US as a study abroad destination, or why students prefer US, we will see some statistics about United States education system. USA, if you ask me, it's truly called as the education capital of the world, and that's more than a great reason for students to choose US as a study option, because it is truly an education capital of the world. UNESCO, we all would have heard about this UNESCO, right? UNESCO in its report says USA has the highest number of students who come from international countries to study in US. So that's a great number they have got. 16% of foreign students, US education has students from people coming from various countries, and over 200 countries, students from over 200 countries do come and study in United States of America. Last year, in the year 2019-20, over 1 million international students applied to study in US, and 20% of the students who study in US are from India, which means we are the second largest suppliers of students from India to United States, just behind China. So 20% of the students who study in US, international students who study in India, US, are Indian. So that means there are people who are going from India to US in a large scale. Moving on, why USA? So now that we know 20% of the students, international students in US, are from India, why do they go? There are various factors as to why students prefer United States of America for their education. The first reason that comes to my mind is the academic excellence. Now, what is education beyond academics? Nothing. So academics is the top important reason as to why students prefer United States. If you ask me, United States possess some of the finest education systems. Now, excellent programs are offered in US, both at the traditional category and also in the new age or modern category. Some top-notch programs are offered. Some great universities are there in US, which you will be seeing in the days to come. The degrees that US gives you are recognized globally. So these are the top 3 reasons as to why the students prefer from the academics perspective. The second reason as to why students prefer USA for higher education is it's because of its opportunities or variety of opportunities, I would say. I mean, USA, it's fondly called as the land of opportunities. US is home to several thousands and thousands of colleges and universities, reputed colleges and universities. Now, US educational system has something for everybody. I mean, it has something for an engineering student, a medical student, an arts and science student. So any student, humanities student, it has something for anybody and everybody, and it's very flexible also. Most of the universities in US stress on practical skills than the theory skills. It focuses a lot on practicality of subjects, employment related skills, irrespective of what you choose. In some of the colleges or universities that I know, if you study a professional course, they focus on employment opportunities. If you don't, they don't even give a bother about focusing on employability skills. But out there in US, any program that you choose will focus on practicality and employability skills, right? In short, college experience in USA will not remain inside 4 walls. It will definitely go beyond 4 walls. So I mean, the kind of opportunity that it gives makes the student aspire to study in abroad, especially in US as a country. So that's the second reason. The third reason as to why students usually prefer USA is definitely, once again, in the form of academics, in the areas of research, academics and teaching. There are tremendous opportunities for a student who wants to do research, who wants to get into teaching and academics. Several opportunities exist. Many programs in US offer training and teaching for students who actually study in those universities. Especially if you're an international student, US values a lot in terms of making you get into the academic side, research side, etc. Students usually they join research assistants or teachers teaching during their tenure itself. Plus the practical part of this subjects, the pedagogy or the education makes a student definitely a better learner. So that's the third perspective. The fourth perspective or fourth reason as to why students prefer USA is purely in terms of flexibility. Now, although many programs are highly structured in US, these programs are very flexible also, very flexible to an extent where, it kind of, you say variety of subjects will be offered, and it can be customized as per your needs, right? So you get to choose the subject, you get to choose the professors. I know some of the universities in India have started doing this right now in terms of choosing your subject and choosing your professor, choosing the faculty, etc. But this has been in practice in US for a long time now. So they're very, very flexible in terms of the subjects. Even though, if you choose, say, engineering subject or mathematics in your UG, subjects like history or language will be given due importance, unlike other countries. So quite a lot of flexible makes you a complete learner, and that's a fourth reason as to why students prefer US. The fifth reason, which maybe I thought why students prefer US is the campus life experience. Student does not, anyone, I mean, be it a student or anyone, we don't go to US just to study and come back, right? We need to experience America, right? That's a famous tagline, experience America. So you go to study, you also go to experience. The kind of lifestyle that you see in US is phenomenal. It's an excellent lifestyle. You really love that lifestyle. You make some great friendships because of the diversity. Remember, I told you students from over 200 countries study in US, which means you get to be roommate with a Polish guy or an African person or with an Australian. So you never know whom you will make friendship with, and these are really life changing friendships, I should say. So variety of friendships, variety of clubs, with different lifestyle and diverse culture is definitely one of the reasons as to why students choose America. So these are some of the broad reasons I thought why students prefer US over other countries. Moving on, the entrance test part. So what are the entrance tests that are required for a student if he or she has to get admission into US thing? There are two kinds of entrance exam. One definitely is the generic entrance exams, and the other one is course specific entrance exam. The generic entrance exam means for English, you got to take IELTS or TOEFL, test of English as a foreign language. So you go, irrespective of who you are, which course you apply, you have to take this generic test. The specific test, if you are a 12th standard student, you want to apply for graduation, you got to take SAT, SAT. If you're an engineering student, you want to do MS, Masters in Science, 2-year program, you got to take GRE. If you want to do business administration, Masters in Business Administration, that's the MBA, you got to take GMAT. So these are the different examinations that you have to take if you have to get into a good school in US. Moving on, what are the intakes? When do US universities recruit students for admissions? Unlike India, where usually students are recruited only once a year, in US or even in some of the other Western countries, recruitments of students happen twice. We call it as fall semester in US, that is in the month of September and October, which is a popular intake. Most of the colleges will offer a lot of programs for this intake, which is the fall intake, and it's a very popular intake for India also. So that falls in the month of September and October. The second one is the spring intake. That's the January and February months, where some of the universities do recruit students in that time also, but there will be limited number of courses, so you got to watch out for the intakes. But there are two intakes in US, the fall and the spring intake. Moving on, how do you apply as a student? What are the various application process that is there in US universities? But you have to wait for that to see the next week, and as the time is running out for this week. So next week we shall be seeing the procedures and process for a student to apply in various universities in US, and that's something which we'll be seeing the next week. And that's all we have for this week, and hope you enjoyed watching this video. And in case you like the video, do write the comments, do share your feedback on all the details are beneath this video. And until next week with the same topic, see you all, take care, have a safe week. Thank you.